Okay, this is the kettlebell clean and snatch from a staggered stance position. I love these exercises for golfers, especially once we start working on creating ground reaction forces, but also after we've included or improved their ability to, say, get into a hip, right? So we've done things like a kickstand hinge or a slouching split squat and different variations of learning to kind of get this glute working again and get you to actually push and hinge into that hip and use the outside part of the hip and all that. This is a great drill to kind of put on top of that because now we're getting more reactive into that position. So this is essentially what the drill or exercise looks like. What we're doing is a kettlebell snatch in this instance, or a clean where we're just coming up to the shoulder. A few things that I want you to keep in mind. What we want to feel as we hinge, rotate into this hip, and then again sit back into this hip is this posterior glute, lower glute inside of the hip working to support that position. Want to be more hip and glute than quad, okay? Quad or hamstring, more hip and glute. So if we've learned and done a really good job of learning how to get into that hip, then this is you should be able to feel it kind of poke into that side. Again, after we've improved your ability to create internal rotation on this trail side leg, another great way to get some dynamic internal rotation into that hip. Now, what we want here is to be able to push, create vertical forces out of that lead side foot. So we're just doing, let's go back to the snatch. We see ourselves pulling into this position, sitting back in this position, and being explosive as we come up and catch the kettlebell overhead, absorb the force, create the force. So it's mostly coming from the hip, but we do get some knee extension and some work with the quad as we do that. From the side. Play around with the weight, get good at it, understand what you should be feeling, and then increase the load and the weight. And again, a great drill for learning to create, accept load with a little bit of twist, and then use that to create more force and moving out of it. Great for the trail side leg and the lead side leg in the golf swing, especially as we start to learn to create vertical forces with this lead side leg. So go ahead, give it a shot.